Hey y'all, Tracery here with Picture Me Living, and I'm outside. I'm in Nice, France, and I'm excited to record this, even though I was not prepared for all of the outdoor noise. This is something that you just don't know from TripAdvisor, Hotels.com, all the shit that I use, all the shit that I tell y'all about. You got to kind of read the comments and see what people are saying because the hotel ain't going to tell you all of this. But we just going to roll with it because this is one of my favorite parts of doing the outdoor podcast is the outdoor noise, etc. So if you remember my February episode where I recorded in Paris, this is like damn near the same balcony. It's just not in Paris. It's in Nice. Nice is in the south of France. So there are a few places to go to in the south of France. I will label them over here on that side of the screen, hopefully. If you're listening audibly, check out the YouTube. Please subscribe. Help me out there. I really appreciate it. Support any way you can. But south of France has a few beautiful places that you can travel to by airplane, boat, etc. You have Nice, which is where you would fly into. It's one of the big airports here, commercially, that you can fly into. You can fly into almost anywhere privately. If you got it like that, you probably wouldn't be listening to my podcast. You probably already know about this. But if you're like me and still fly commercially via Delta, Air France, American Airlines, you would look up Nice Airport if you would like to go to the south of France. NCE, November Charlie Echo. And from Nice, you catch a transfer, a car transfer, or a helicopter transfer if you got it like that, to Cannes, France, Monaco, Saint-Tropez, which is where I actually just came from. And I talked to y'all about that the last episode. Hopefully y'all check that out. And I asked y'all to vote on which one to go to. And a few of y'all did. I appreciate it. Try to make this as interactive as possible. So obviously I picked France. But my friends, they still pick Sardinia. Those are the two options. Sardinia, Italy, or South France. What had happened was we got us a homecoming king. And I had to change my trip around so that I can make the events. Also, what had happened was I couldn't cancel everything because some things were non-refundable, such as the hotel in Saint-Tropez. So I wanted to get on the podcast and kind of talk about that a little bit, how to roll with the flow when life happens, right? We plan these trips well in advance, especially when you're on a budget. And then shit happens. Sometimes it's really good shit, like your kid being homecoming king. It's like, okay, the world stops. I have to be there for my son. And wait a minute, I'm going to lose out on a very expensive hotel that I saved up for because they don't give a fuck about homecoming over here in Europe and anywhere other than America, actually. So I can't get that money back. What do I do? So I had to rearrange some things. My friends had to go along without me. I missed the first part of the trip. And because of that, I had to extend my trip on the other end by myself. We know here at Tracery, at Picture Me Living, that Trey will go everywhere alone. But I will say this. I'm at the age and the experience intersection of not wanting to travel alone anymore. I got enough experience traveling. I have enough experience traveling alone. And I'm just at the age where I want to be with my homegirls or my man, like, or my kid. I do miss traveling with June. I haven't traveled with him in quite a minute, actually. June busy, y'all. I love that, actually. I love that for him. Side note, we're going to get back to that in a second. Why do we ask women all the hard ass questions? Why do we ask women all the hard questions? Why do we ask women all the hard questions? What do you mean by that, Trey? A lot of y'all finna be oblivious to that. And some of y'all know exactly what I mean. We ask women, when you get married, you gonna settle down? When you gonna start having kids? So I typically don't get asked that because I've done all of that. I've got those checks in the boxes. And I just think people are afraid of me at this point to not ask me questions like that because they know I'll shut the fuck up. Like they know I'll shut that down, right? And I don't lose any sleep over those questions either because I've done all that stuff and I'm a very strong individual. Like I don't really care. However, I have stumbled upon a question recently that has made me stop in my tracks. Everyone's asking me, what am I going to do with myself when June leaves? I guess I'm going to die, you guys. You know what? I guess I'm just going to roll over and die. Life's over. Okay. Like, what the fuck kind of question is that? And I know it's coming from love because some very lovely people have asked me that. And I'm not going to do the whole karate chop, I'm not going to do that. But it can be condescending from some people. Like, it's always been you and June. It's always going to be me and June. I'm happy my son is busy. I want to be alone in my house and walk around butt ass naked for once in my adult life. I'm looking forward to that. I just can't answer the question like that to the lovely people that ask me that because it's a little bit abrasive. So I just kind of sit there and die a little bit inside because it's like, I would never think to ask a woman that has spent her whole adult life with her adult son, or a son that is now an adult. I would just assume that she's planned for this because God willing, knock on wood, we all grow old and we're all going to grow old together. And God willing, I raised a son with enough sense in his head to move on with his life, but still stay in contact with his mom. My son asked me the other day, he gonna be mad I said this on the podcast. He asked me, what kind of deodorant do he get? Let me tell y'all something. My son ain't going that far. I'm not losing any sleep over that. And I suggest that you guys don't worry about me with that. I'm good. Life is gonna go. Listen, I have so much planned when he go to that dormitory. There are so many things that I haven't gotten to do in my home alone in my entire adult life because I've always had a kid. You can fill in the blanks. I don't give a fuck what you fill in the blanks with. I'm about to be 40. Use your imagination. I'm about to get it done as soon as he leaves the house. All right, back to travel. When things happen, you just really have to think outside of the box when it comes to traveling and not losing your money. You may have to miss an event or two, or you may have to lose some money. There will always be another trip, but just try to plan with that in mind. Try your best to plan with that in mind. There are a lot of things that you can book refundable. It costs a pretty penny to do so, but it's still an option. So if you know something's coming up, if you know you have a kid in school that's in high school and things might be coming up and it's just you and your significant other traveling and both of y'all need to be there, you might need to book the refundable tickets to things, okay? I've just always been in separate households from the other parent. There's always been a parent there for my son's event. So I've just never had to worry about that. I'm not a big advocate of, separate households. I'm also not a big advocate of the same household when you're both unhappy. Do what you want with that information. There are pros and cons of both of those situations. I have obviously utilized all the pros from from our situation, and that's why I'm here right now. And his dad is with him for homecoming, and I was able to not lose any money for this trip. I did think this was a very great opportunity to talk to the podcast about that, though, because that is a lot of reason why you guys are scared to book that travel, and I get it. It happens. You're still going to have fun, I promise you. I promise you. A lot of the things we do in America are, I mean, you're going to regret missing opportunities like this. I went to a beach today where it wasn't no sand. I brought my sand to the beach because it wasn't no sand at the beach. It was just rocks. I'll post pictures. I've never experienced, and I've been to Positano. I've been to the Amalfi Coast where it was like little sandy rocks and it was uncomfortable. You had to have like water shoes, etc. But no, these were like big ass rocks. Like I seen somebody taller picking them up and throwing them. Like, bruh, like you can't even take your kids to that beach. Like they're gonna hurt somebody. You just can't experience things like that, where we're from in America. And if you're from here, from places like this, we have so many things in America that, if you catch you a sale, do that, You don't want to miss out on those opportunities either. We have a great time, a grand time over there in America. I don't want to bore y'all too much with the travel conversation, but that topic did really excite me. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to the podcast about this because I know I posted on Instagram and my close friends, and I posted a little teaser in my Instagram story for everyone about my son in homecoming. But then when people started to see that I was in Europe, they're like, let me look at her story again. And so I'm like, yeah, we don't get to talk about this. So ask me any questions in the comment and tell me what you think. What would you have done? Would you have made all the homecoming events? Would you have thrown away that non-refundable hotel? Would you have said, you know what, son, I'm going to look at the pictures. I'm going to FaceTime you on homecoming. I'm going to miss all the events because I got to go to Sardinia too. What would you have done? Let me know. Comment, subscribe, all of that. I wish I could see this little situation that I have with the camera. It is extremely ghetto. I mean, I left my tripod and we is making it do what it do with what we got. Some hotel pillows and a book bag situation. So I threw in a little lifestyle in that conversation about we always ask women the hard questions. And I know there are some men saying that they ask us when we settling down too, when we having kids. But it's a biological clock ticking for women. And some women can be condescending when they ask other women that. It's different for men. When your mom is asking you when you're going to start having kids, it's because she ready to be a grandma. Like, she genuinely cares. Like, some people are asking from a loving place, So that's the first lifestyle topic. The second one is actually still a travel topic. But I'm going to infuse a little bit of my dating life in there too. What do you think about airport pickups? I see a meme constantly on my timeline. Picking me up from the airport is a love language. Man, if you don't catch a fucking Uber, like that, it really gets under my skin that people have become so entitled with our time. And it is really a debate. When I open the comments, people be like, yeah, I love it when such and such pick me up from the airport. And it lets me know. So I actually asked some friends, right? I was like, what do y'all think about this? And one of my friends was like, yeah, when I go to such and such next month, my daddy gonna pick us up next month and drop us off from the airport. But my boyfriend wants to just park at the airport and I don't want to do all that walking. And I was like, well, why do you just assume your dad ain't got shit to do? Why can't you just park at the airport? It's your trip. Why are you just assuming that your dad even wants to take you to the airport? I get it. Your dad loves you and I love that for you. Listen, there is so much traffic in Atlanta. Do not ask me to take you to no. Don't. Don't. It better be on a Saturday or Sunday and I don't have anything to do. Do not call me on Monday through Friday when you know that I'm working and ask me to stop what I'm doing and sit through Atlanta traffic to pick your black ass up from the airport when you have the Uber app. That is my love language. You considering my time and you put some pep in your step and you walk into the Uber line and getting to where you're grown. You need to get to where you need to go. Like, why do we have an entitlement for people's time to where we're making memes about it being a love language that you pick me up from the airport? It does feel good. I'm not finna sit here and be an Aquarian ice queen where I have no feelings. It does feel good if someone picks you up and when someone drops you off. But it does not impact my trip at all. It does not impact my time. It doesn't make me favor you a little bit more like, oh my God, he took me to the airport. Oh my God. It does feel good. So I did date a guy in the past that not only picked me up from the airport, but he parked his car, walked into the airport. This is the same guy that ghosted me months later, though. And the way that I look at things like that, I even hear some of my friends say things like, oh, he opened doors. He do this. Like, I know some of the worst men that have opened my doors. It's like putting air freshener on dog shit. How about you actually clean up the shit? How about you actually be a good fucking person? You know? That's how I view the airport pickup, the opening the doors and stuff like that. Are you a good person? Don't fool me. I can open my own goddamn door and I can order my own Uber. Are you going to be honest with me and are you going to be faithful? Answer those questions. Not only do you need to answer those questions, but you need to actually do those things. I will open my own doors. I will pay for my dinner. I will order my Uber from the airport. I don't need you to do all of that if you're a shitty person. Do not put lipstick on a pig. I need you to actually be a good person to be around me. And that's how I view airport pickups. Like, when you need something from somebody, yeah, they probably gonna pick you up from the airport. They finna ask you for some money. They finna rely on you for something. You know, that's just how I view stuff like that. Argue in the comments. I want to hear the thoughts because this is a very great topic. It seems like everyone's on the other side of that. And maybe that's what's kind of wrong with dating right now. Like, we're so focused on the guys opening the doors and paying for our tabs that we're not focused on the lies that they're telling and the shit that they about to put us through, you know? Not talking to someone for a whole weekend is unacceptable. And I would rather exchange that for you coming into the airport and parking your car. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that felt amazing when that happened. I was like, dang, this is a really great guy. But is he a really great guy? Probably. We'll see, because that person went through a lot to park the car. Because I would never. If I pick you up from the airport, you better skedaddle your ass out there to that line that you see. And you got about 3 times for Atlanta airport security to yell at me to keep it moving before I leave. And you're going to have to make your way to that Uber line because Atlanta's a busy airport. You're asking for a lot when you're asking for someone to drop you off and pick you up for free on their time and to sit in traffic. That's a lot to ask of someone. So let's solicit some more guests. Also, I'm going to update the France itinerary. I will put the link below. Once again, you have about 2 updates with the same purchase. Meaning if you purchase the itinerary, whether it's France, Atlanta, Italy, the Italy itinerary is the beefiest for sure. Because I've been there a gazillion times. But France is pretty up there. The Zanzibar That's pretty small, so that's going to be a little bit cheaper. The Atlanta itinerary has so much in it, but it's Atlanta, so I still priced that, you know, for Atlanta prices. Either way, I'm going to update it twice within that same purchase. So that's included in your original price. Comment some topics that you would like to hear. And definitely give me feedback on anything that I've talked about this entire episode. I am going to put some footage like I normally do for the trips. I took a lot in landscape, so hopefully these videos flow a little bit easier. I'm going to do a couple voiceover here and there, but most of it is just going to be like I've been doing, where it's just, footage from the trip, behind the scenes, whatever. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, all of that. Share. See y'all next time.
I love your.
Ready for this? Are you ready? Yeah. It's just my flash to be on. I don't think you're doing it far enough either. But that's enough.
There we go.
They're talking about where we went in February.
That'd be funny if that guy fell.
I have complete faith that you would laugh really loud. And I would say, Sharon.
Be a good person.
But then I would also laugh.
Yeah. It's funny because people know our, like, we're, okay, so I shouldn't have laughed, but I laughed at something. And I'm like, don't act like you guys don't laugh at bad stuff also. And then everyone's like, okay, yeah, fine, we do, but...
When you laugh, everybody know this.
Yes.
Like me, I can laugh like, you know, in quiet. You, the whole restaurant will
Like
hear.
I'm crying and I can't breathe.
You want some guac?
No, I'm good.
It's pretty tasty. Look at our cute glasses.
Cheers! This is really fun to watch.
It's like tennis and ping pong had a baby.
Isn't that basically pickleball?
It might be pickleball.
I mean, I've never seen pickleball, but that's what people describe it to be, so... Do you think it's in there?
What if someone's just cooking in their apartment?
Can we join?
Right, like, what y'all cooking? Give me a plate.
It smells great.
Because it smells amazing. I thought it would be people over
No,
here,
it
but it's
probably is.
not.
Look, do you smell it? I mean,
Yeah.
do you
It
hear
was
it?
someone. It was someone cooking.
Oh my!
Or flip flopping. Yours is pretty too.
Enjoy for you.
Thank you. It's like really pretty. Why is it?
Now you ready?
No.
I think
yes.
you are. The orange is the best part of it.
You take the shot and then eat the orange?
That's what I did. Okay, so are there any parties going on?
I don't know, but they look really rich right there on the black yacht.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we
even
go
her
be their
dress.
friends?
Yeah. Like, hey, friend.
They got lots of room there. They may invite us.
Out a cute bar area. It really looks like the box hot chocolate.
It probably is.
OMG, this is crazy. How the fuck can 4 people fit on this bitch? I made it. So many people, like a lot of people. Like New York, Tokyo, like a lot of people.
Même à l'autre, là.
And everyone's just randomly walking places. I should just hop in on this tour. Few questions about the rocks. The first one is why. The second one is where the fuck did they get all these rocks from? And the third one is what you expect your kids to do other than throw the rocks at people. But the water is absolutely gorgeous.
And we're gonna go all along it. Over there. So if you take the train and you get here, and it's to avoid you to get in trouble. Don't try to take pictures of the police officers. Don't do that. Okay? Because they don't like that, and I'd rather you not to get in trouble.
Thank you for saying that.
So we're gonna head to the city of Monaco first, what we call the Rock, where you have the palace, the cathedral, like more like the old town, and where you have the historical parts. And then after that we'll go to Monte Carlo. So the Rock is here, the palace is at the top here. So that's really the old Monaco with the old ramparts. So people living there on the Rock, it's because or they are part of the Prince family, or it's the oldest families of Monaco. But if you're not a real Monegasque, there's no way you're living on the Rock. If you're a resident, you live outside or down by the marina or in Monte Carlo, but you don't live on the Rock. It's real Monegasque only. So everyone is rich here. If you have people from Monaco who are not rich, it's because it's very old families of Monaco. They still have the privilege of living here, but they are not rich. But most of the people living here are rich. So that's the marina, and you have the hill of Monte Carlo in front of us on the left there.
I'm waiting for them to pose so I can be in their picture.
I love it. Semaines pour faire la mousse.
Non, moi je l'ai acheté chez Nespresso.
Je sais, mais moi je préfère celle de semaine.
Yes, very good. It doesn't look like anything else. With chopsticks, I mean.
Ladies,
More?
No, that's the last one. Thank you.
it's about the 7th of the
Thank you very much. With a good lighting.
I know the lighting isn't that great.
That's when you hit the side of this car with all your hands. You wanted me to put it in your car, right? And then
I know, right? Thank you very much.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like that.
Tout divague, je me perds dans tes yeux, je me